So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I lost 3 stone in 6 months and how I lost 4 stone overall and 5 inches off my waist. I was like, I'm not counting my calories because when I was younger, I had an eating disorder. I counted my calories. Girl, I was eating like 6,000 calories a day. I'm feeling really like low about it. I'm feeling really like depressed. I'm feeling like I don't want Sufyan to touch me. I don't want him to like look at me much. I don't want to be in pictures with Amaya and him because I couldn't recognize myself anymore. Like I was so sick of waking up and feeling depressed before the day had even begun. I was like, I can't just keep going like this. I need to do something for myself, for my family. Like I need to do something about it basically. And now, full circle, look at the size of him. Assalamu alaikum, guys. No, oh, why my face looks so terrible. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, it does. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Why does my face look so terrible? Why the shadows? Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Please don't click off because you see my face now. And you're like, that girl did not lose 4 stone. Listen, I did. And that was the plan, okay? Master plan was lose the stones and then go back up. And I have indeed gone back up. Now, why did I do that? Why did I want to go back up in weight? Is it a social experiment like avocado? What's that guy that just like gained loads of weight? No, I wanted to lose weight so that my body could be healthy and strong enough to get pregnant again. And alhamdulillah, I'm at the end of this pregnancy. If you can't tell. I'm at the end of this pregnancy, like due to give birth any day, like now, inshallah. I meant to make this video so much earlier because I had people, I'm not gonna act like it was hundreds of people, no, like I had like a couple of people message me and they're so sad about gaining weight after having a baby. And then when they heard that I lost 4 stone, they were like, can you share how you did it? I intended to make the video, but then I went through pregnancy and now I am about to do it again. There are 2 reasons why this topic in this video is relevant to right now for me. Number 1 is my whole goal and motivation to lose the weight, to lose the 4 stone was so that I could get pregnant again quickly, inshallah, like by the will of Allah. I would be able to carry the baby again, which alhamdulillah, I'm at the end of this one and it worked, alhamdulillah. And the second reason that this video is really relevant to right now is that I'm about to go do it all over again. Inshallah, I don't need to lose 4 stone again, but I do want to be reminded of the journey because it was rough. All right, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the easiest. It was pretty rough. Also, I really don't mean to trigger anybody about weight. I know weight is a super touchy topic and is really difficult to speak about. And it's something that women especially feel very sensitively about. And it's such a personal, difficult journey. So my intention is not to, you know what I mean? Provoke any like horrible thoughts or anything. I think you can be beautiful at any weight. And I think that everybody has a different weight that like suits or is good for their body basically. My body was not doing well with a certain kind of weight. My joints, my confidence, my bones were not doing great with a certain amount of weight. So for me, I am going to talk about numbers. I'm also like hesitant to say numbers and stuff because, well, I'll go into it, but I had an eating disorder when I was younger and numbers really triggered me. So I will mention numbers for reference of things, but don't hold on to the numbers because the numbers don't mean anything to you. They're for my body and for what I was doing. It's totally different. You're a different height to me, size to me, everything to me. Like, it's totally different. So don't hold on to the numbers. Just look at the technique and the steps and that kind of aspect of the story, inshallah. Okay. My final disclaimer is I'm sorry if I'm talking funny. I just had my Invisalign braces off today and he's put this like track thing at the back of my teeth. And now I feel like, you don't know how to talk. I don't know how to move my mouth right now. And like something in the back of my teeth. So weird day to film this because I don't know what I'm doing with teeth, but it's kind of now or never because next time I lose weight after this baby, inshallah, it'll be a totally different story. It will not be the one that I've just had. So yeah, this is the time, inshallah. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I lost 3 stone in 6 months and how I lost 4 stone overall and 5 inches off my waist, which is pretty significant. Like that's right. That something, it was a lot, guys. Speaking to you on a real level, this video is probably going to come across quite upbeat and quite light and not how I felt when I was in it. When I was in it, it was so depressing and I just felt low. Like weight loss for me was a really depressing struggle or a journey. So when I'm smiling and laughing and this is light, if you're in it, I know that it's really hard. Like, I know it's really lonely, and I don't mean to like minimize that with like an upbeatness, but I really hope that this helps you, inshallah. I really hope that the things that I say can be useful to you. But yeah, I'm just offering you some comfort if you're going through it, because I know it's so lonely. It's horrible. But you're going to be okay, inshallah. Nearly everybody I know that's had a baby has struggled with weight after. And especially my friends that have had babies while they're younger have really struggled with how they view themselves beauty wise and confidence wise after having a baby. And in the Muslim community, I've noticed that some girls, some young women, struggle with it so much that it affects their faith and it affects their relationship with hijab, and it makes them kind of want to take off hijab because they're just feeling so low in confidence and so kind of distanced from themselves and lost in what they're thinking and feeling, that they want to feel a bit better and they feel like taking off hijab will help that. So I know that this is a struggle that people are really going through these days, and I just feel like by talking about weight loss and by kind of being proactive with the weight loss as much as you can, that's in your control, it can fix a lot of these feelings that you have and you're not in crisis anymore. Like, I think some people feel like, oh, it's not the weight, it's not my confidence being lower. I don't feel like wearing hijab, or I suddenly don't feel beautiful anymore. I suddenly don't feel this, or it's to do with motherhood and it's to do with the baby, and you know what I mean? There can be so many things, and sometimes it is those other things, but I'm saying there can be so many things that if you just get yourself feeling good about your body again, the other things are great. So that's what I want to try and achieve through this video, inshallah. I really hope that by sharing my story and how I did it, if the tips can help you and you're feeling low or you're feeling lost, maybe it might make you feel great again. Do you know what I mean? It's really messy in your brain when you're going through weight struggles. It can feel like a dark cloud is over every part of your life, and it makes you feel sad about every element of your life, because how you look and how you view yourself and how you feel is involved in every part of your life. It's involved in your marriage, it's involved in your kids, and it's involved with you. It affects how you look at yourself in the mirror. It affects how you are intimate or interact with your husband, and it affects how you play and interact with your kid or want to be in pictures with your kids. You know, it affects every part of your life, basically. Wanting to hang out with friends, like it literally seeps into every part of life. So it's important to feel good in your body and confident in your body, and it's important to know how to get there, basically. So let's get started. This is my story of how I did it, by the way, but I also have I have a summarized video of the actual main tips that I have, because I feel like people give tips and it's like drink water, move more and stuff, and I've got like 5-6 tips that are actual tips that really, really help me with weight and with diet and with being healthy, that I hope are beneficial. So I'm going to make a separate video for that, just so it's not too long. But this is going to be the story of how I lost weight after Amaya, basically. How I lost 3 stone in 6 months and 4 stone overall, 5 inches off my waist. Here we go. So when I was pregnant with Amaya, everybody was like, oh, you're just carrying your bump. You're just carrying your bump. You look so like small everywhere else. And they were like, oh, you're going to have no problem after you've given birth to her. Like, you're going to be so small. And I was like, not worried. And then obviously I planned to breastfeed her. So everybody's like, oh, the weight just drops off when you're breastfeeding and everything. So I wasn't worried at all. I give birth and I'm really preoccupied with breastfeeding. I'm really preoccupied with Amaya's health, because we're in and out of hospital all the time because she's getting really ill. She had like illness after illness straight away, like days after birth. It was really like hard. So we were in and out of hospital. I'm trying to keep my milk supply up. I'm reading about all these different ways that you do it. I'm not focusing on my body at all, basically. And after things settle and Amaya's finally getting a bit better and breastfeeding's kind of in a little rhythm, I'm finding that I've dropped weight after I gave birth, and then suddenly it's going up again. I'm like, is that a thing? Like, is that a thing? Like, what? I must have some like rare condition or rare infection going on, because my face is getting bigger and my clothes are getting tighter. Like, my maternity clothes are getting tighter. Why am I looking like worse now than I was like 6 months pregnant? Like, why is everything getting tighter? And I thought, my body's swelling. Like, my body must be swelling. I must have preeclampsia. Then I Googled it and they were like, no, that's not a thing after. And I thought, no, I must have a rare thing where I have a rare afterbirth preeclampsia. And I Googled that. Shake Google. said that's not a thing. So I'm like going to Sophia and I'm like, I think I've got some like rare thing where my body is like giving me preeclampsia, but it's delayed. Like maybe I've got some like placenta stuck somewhere and it's like traveled to my face. I don't know what's going on. Something weird's going on in my body, babe, because I'm just expanding like Veruca from, what's her name? Veronica Veruca from Charlie and Chocolate Factory. My body's just expanding. He's like, babe, maybe you should think about looking at how many calories you eat every day. I was like, rude? What a rude boy. I was like, how dare you? Sorry if I just screamed into the mic. I've just carried your child. How dare you say that to me? You think I should look at the number of calories I'm eating? You think I'm some kind of animal? I'm just a pig pigging out. Have you seen how little I eat? I'm just feeding this baby all day long. I'm barely even eating a meal. I'm just snacking all day. He goes, maybe it's just like, count the calories of what you're snacking on. I was like, that is so rude. Like, do you think I've had time for meals, Sufyan? There have been time for luxurious dinners and stuff? No. So then I was real offended, right? I was like, I'm not counting my calories. So for context in my marriage, Sufyan and I, since we've been married, I've also always been a similar kind of weight, similar healthy weight, alhamdulillah. Like, I had an eating disorder when I was younger that was really bad and I was way too skinny and I was calorie counting and bulimic and it was very bad. And then when I married Sufyan, I got so much healthier with my food and worked through a lot of things and now I eat whatever. I do like to have no sugar. I like to have coconut sugar or fruit sugars, but I eat whatever. I'm not caring about my calories. I really go off based on what I feel like eating. Do not look at calories for a second. Like, I don't. And the other issue with that is I don't get full easily, so I will eat a lot. But it's never harmed my body, alhamdulillah. I've always stayed healthy and like a good like size for my bones and my joints and everything. So this was new to us, the fact that I was getting so much heavier quickly. And it got to the point where I could not recognize myself in the mirror. It wasn't like when you're younger and you gain a bit of podge. It's not like that. The weight was accumulating in weird places that it made it not look like my body. Like, I remember I had so much weight around my knees and thighs to the point where I didn't recognize my legs at all anymore. Like, I would not know that was my legs. Like, it was meat in places that was so heavy and so sudden that I didn't recognize it. And I was hurting, like when I was walking, when I was moving my knees, I was hurting. When I was wearing my clothes, it was like unrecognizable to me. So it was just a big shock to me. And it was like going out of control and I didn't know what was happening. And I was like, why is this escalating so fast? Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. It must be something wrong with my body. And I always planned on having a really fit pregnancy. I like being active, walking, moving, but then I had pelvic girdle. If you don't know what that is, it's like your pelvis gets really, really weak and struggles walking or sitting or moving basically, and you have to rest it a lot. I had pelvic girdle pain and it was so bad, and I made it so I was like bedbound basically. I got told just before 20 weeks that I had pelvic girdle, and then the pain got worse and worse and worse. And towards the end of pregnancy, the end few months, I was just on the sofa all the time. So I wasn't moving. I wasn't keeping active. I assume my metabolism was slowed way down. Then give birth and I'm struggling with weight. And I'm thinking, okay, obviously my metabolism slowed right down. That's what's going on here. I've got some like weird amalgamation of things going on. I was also really desperate to breastfeed. I loved the idea of breastfeeding. I loved the benefits of it. And I was just obsessed with that. I was obsessed with like learning everything I could to give myself the best chance to breastfeed. And one of the things I learned was lactation cookies. If you have these ingredients and make these like healthy lactation cookies, it can promote your milk supply and get your milk supply up and make sure you got enough milk for your baby. So many issues with that, guys. I'll go into that in a different video. Listen, your body knows how to make milk for your baby, first of all. Like, you don't have to worry about these stupid cookies. So I've just been hunching this whole time. I've been hunching. I feel like I've been hunching. Oh, my back. Yeah, so don't give in to all this like milk shenanigans, blah, 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 blah. There are a few supplements that help, which I'll tell you in a different video. But just because I've not got time now, not because I'm trying to be like, oh, watch my other video. No, I've just not got time right now. But don't buy into lactation cookies. Don't do it, guys. We're in and out of hospital with Amaya. I'm not eating meals and everything because I'm just looking after Amaya and just trying to focus on Amaya, and I'm just snacking on these cookies my sisters made me to help me with my milk supply, lactation cookies. But when I snack on them, I'm also caring about my calcium. I'm like, calcium's important, so I'm drinking loads of milk. And my grandmother and my mom and any Pakistani person around me is like, calcium's important. My mom doesn't have an accent. I don't know why I did that, but it's like, calcium's important. You have to have calcium for your bones and for your life. So then I drinking milk with each cookie. So down in cookie, drinking loads of milk. Down in cookie, drinking milk. That's how I'm getting through my days. So when Sufyan suggested that I count my calories, that was so offensive to me because I'm thinking, I've just been in survival mode, getting through each day, hardly eating, not eating a full meal in so long. How dare you tell me that, oh, this weight gain might be your own fault basically. You might have just been eating too much. Are you joking? Are you actually having me on, brother? Like, there's something going on in my body biologically and you're trying to blame me right now. Do you not think I would know if I was doing something to my own body? Do you not think this swelling and stuff is something out of my control and you're saying, oh, it's you just gaining weight? Then the second point is, I didn't like toxicity of counting calories. I hate that. I hate the counting calories life. I'm not about it. I just think it's like really horrible because I did it so much growing up that it felt like very toxic and unhealthy and something that I didn't want to go back to. And I was like, what if that makes me have an eating disorder again? Like, I'm really scared. I always hear about people that like have a baby and then they have an eating disorder after. I was like, oh God, what if I end up one of those people? So I stayed stush and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Then I kept getting bigger and I kept Googling and nothing was coming up. And I was like, okay, let me try this stupid thing that he's suggesting because he does tend to be right some of the time. Let me count my calories. I counted my calories. Guys, I was eating in excess. You know, like you're meant to have like 2,500 calories or whatever. Girl, I was eating excess. Excess means above, more, 4,000 more. 4,000 on top of the 2,500. Girl, I was eating like 6,000 calories a day from the cookies and the milk. Whole milk. Big up the whole milk. I do recommend it. It's delicious. I do recommend the cookies. Delicious. But girl, I was having too much. I had like, I must have been having like 8 to 10 cookies a day paired with the milk. So then I'm like, these numbers right though. I'm like looking at these numbers. I do not show them Sufyan. I do not want him having any satisfaction. Although nobody's winning. Nobody's winning in this game right now. I'm like, don't touch me. So I count my calories and I realize that I'm in that much excess. Then I think, okay, I should weigh myself and see where I'm at. And Sufyan's very about that. He's very about like, know where you're at, be real with yourself, blah, blah, blah. I hate standing on scales. I don't do it. Like, in your pregnancy appointments, you have to sometimes. But other than that, I always say don't tell me what it is. Because I don't want numbers to get stuck in my head. I don't care. I was like, I should stand on the scale and know where I'm at roughly. Because in my pregnancy appointments, I know what I was before. Stood on the scale. Oh my God, guys. I was 4 stone up. Like, suddenly. Just like that. This is the baby's out. You know, like, normal pregnancy gain is 1 to 2 stone. And then some people even get the baby out there and they've only got a stone on them. Girl, my baby was out and I was 4 stone heavier. 4 stone heavier with the baby out. Which I know does happen, but these are like, when I see those stories on YouTube, they're like, can you believe I gained this much? I didn't know that was a big deal until I saw those titles. I was like, I can't believe it because I did that. I did that too. So at this point, I've been real with myself. I know where I stand. I know that I've gained so much weight and I'm feeling really like low about it. I'm feeling really like depressed. Every morning I'm waking up and I'm just in this routine with Amaya and I'm feeling so sad. I'm feeling like I don't want Sufyan to touch me. I don't want him to like look at me much. I don't want to be in pictures with Amaya and him. I don't want to like visit people and have people see me right now. But I also don't have time to do anything about it. I'm just feeling really stuck and low. And then I started having nightmares, really horrible nightmares about like, I had a nightmare that I was in like a Nutty Professor suit. You know, like the suits that you like unzip, and I was like unzipping my body out of this suit because I couldn't recognize myself anymore. Like I looked in the mirror, it was like somebody else's body. Like it was so sudden that I just didn't look like myself anymore. I think when you gain weight slower, you can get used to it and you're like, oh, it's still my body, and you can like look, but it was just such a shock to me. So I like had these dreams that I was in like Nutty Professor suit and I was trying to climb out of it and I couldn't unzip it, I couldn't climb out. I was having dreams that I was in a lesbian relationship. I remember I was like lying in the bed and there was a woman next to me. And I was like so upset. I was like, why am I in bed with a woman? It was like we were married. And I was so upset. I missed Sufyan so much. And I remember thinking I couldn't get Sufyan. Like I couldn't get back to him, you know. And this is where I was. Like I was in this lesbian marriage and I couldn't find my husband again. Like he was gone forever. And I was so sad. Any psychologists out there, you want to analyze that? I already know what that one means. That means I was feeling stuck, bro. I was like, I'm stuck and I can only have a lesbian relationship. I'm not worthy of a man. But yeah, I just felt, and he never made me feel like this before anybody comes for that. He didn't. Sufyan's very good at loving me at every size and shape. But I just felt very like not good about myself. I felt like I need to be away and I felt just not like myself at all. Like, and I couldn't get back to myself. I think that's the scariest thing after you have a baby. You feel like you can't get back to yourself, you know? And that's physically and mentally. But yeah, I was feeling very low. And I'd say one of the big things is you've got to feel, to do the weight loss, you have to hit rock bottom where you have to do something about it basically. Like, you can't just be a bit upset about your weight. You have to be like, no, I need to change something, because it's not easy. Fitting that time into your routine and your schedule is not easy. You have to be fed up and know there's no option. Like, I was so sick of waking up and feeling depressed before the day had even begun. I was like, I can't just keep going like this. I need to do something for myself, for my family. Like, I need to do something about it, basically. By this point, I was 3 months postpartum. I didn't have any time before that to be like focusing on that. I was focusing on Amaya's health at that time. I'm starting to like really look at, okay, what is your actual situation? How much have you gained? How much are you now? What do you need to do? What's your goals ahead, basically? First thing I did was cut the cookies and add in meals. I thought, this thing about how you have to have protein in your meals is a real thing. Obviously, like, you need your meals, and your body will still be hungry, and then you snack on the other things after. Don't use snacks as your meals. Even if you're just trying to get by in survival mode, you need to eat your meals. So I couldn't go cold turkey on these cookies though, because they were so good. They were so tasty. Like, even though they were like my enemy, my kryptonite, and the thing that had like made me gain so much weight, I couldn't hate them still, because I was like, you're just an innocent little cookie. You didn't know you were doing something naughty. It's okay, come into my belly. So I had 1 cookie a day instead. That was really hard though. Sometimes I still have 2. But I'm saying, like, I'd put my meals back in at least, right? My meals are in. I'm having less cookies, less full glasses of full fat milk with it. And next was, I got moving. Losing weight is all about calorie deficit. It's not about cutting food or walking. It can be that, but if you put them together, it just works so much better. So I cut my calories down from 6,000 to like normal, which is like 2,500 or whatever. And I started moving. And the only thing I could really do at that point, or think to do, was walk with Amaya in the field across the road. So I'd like strap her on me and go walking in the fields. But bear in mind, this is winter, so it's like rainy and wet, and some days I couldn't do it. So I would try and do it every day, just go for a walk, and because it's good for her too, it felt good. I just put her in the sling and we go for a walk around, and I felt so proud of myself. I was like, okay, I'm moving. Really hard to move at first though, because I had so much extra weight on my bones, and I was like, okay, moving, walking around. But then it started getting rainy and super muddy, and I was like, I can't do this easily anymore. Like, she's getting cold out there, I'm getting cold out there. It's actually a mess. It's like not enjoyable. I'm actually dreading it every day. So then I had this like at-home pedal bike that I used to use as a teenager. So then I got that from my mum's, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use a pedal bike. I'm there doing it every evening in the living room, just moving my legs, holding a mat, moving my legs, and it's just not doing anything, and it's hurting my butt too. It's hurting my butt, and it's just not doing anything at all. And I'm like, this isn't working. This is depressing too. Like, I'm just doing it every evening and it's not even doing anything. Then I was looking at online, what kind of exercise machines could I have in the house that isn't this bike that might help me more? And I was like, oh, what can I do? And they're also blooming expensive. And then Sophia was like, I'm going to buy you a cross trainer. I was like, what? You're going to buy me a cross trainer? Help me. I said to Sofiane, please help me. I was like, we're a team. Like, we're having these kids as a team. Like, I want to have another baby, inshallah. We want our kids to be close in age, but I need help. I was like, I'm sinking. I'm trying to do these walks, and it's muddy and it's cold. I'm trying to do the bike and it's not working. I was like, please help me. Like, help me. And then he said, okay, I'm going to buy you a cross trainer. And then we found a really good cross trainer that I could use at home. And my dad was so sweet, and he was like, I'm going to pay half of that. And I was like, thank you, daddy. I don't call him daddy, but I was like, thanks, Abu. And so Abu and Sufyan chipped in, got me a cross trainer, and I used it. Everybody didn't think I would in my family. They were like, you get these things, you don't use them. I used it. We kept it in the living room. At first, it was really hard, because when you got extra weight on your body and you're not used to it, everything is so much more taxing. So at first, I just gave myself target 50 calories. It was really hard. I did it. My knees hurt at the end. Then after a few days of doing 50, I would work up to try and do 100 calories. Then I'd move and do 100 calories. Then I'd move up to 200 calories. I'd try and burn 200 calories. I wasn't really concerned with how long it took me. I was just trying to get some kind of target of something. So I chose calories burning as my target. I kept doing this, and at first it was really depressing, because nothing's moving on the scale. Nothing's moving on my body. Like, I can't see a difference. I'm not feeling like, oh, you look so fly, you feel so strong. I'm not. I'm looking the same and I'm feeling the same. But all I'm seeing is that I'm able to do a few more calories every now and again. And then I start seeing my weight move down. So some weeks I was losing 2 pounds. Some weeks I was losing 4 pounds. I was like, oh my God, finally. My weight was just going up with that imaginary preeclampsia post-pregnancy. And now it's actually going down. Something's actually working. So I kept going with it. And it was really hard at first to fit it in my routine, because Amaya's breastfed and she was co-sleeping with us. Still co-sleeping. But Amaya's breastfed and co-sleeping. So it was really hard to like get out of the bed and then get that time. So I just made sure I got up super early. I would leave her in bed with Sufyan sometimes, and I just try and get the time in wherever I could, basically. I looked rubbish. I looked like a mess. Like, I didn't have time to like do my skincare, have a shower, anything. I just like got up, woke up, got on that cross trainer. I was like, blah, 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 whatever it takes. I would FaceTime my friends on it. I would like, you know, talk, like try and pass time with that. I'd watch a bit of Netflix on it sometimes. And then obviously there are days as a mum where your kid is going to wake up and you can't do what you wanted to do. I'll go into that in a second though. But also something else that helped is sometimes I'd wake up and Sufyan left little love notes on it. Then I've got some pictures and videos. It was really cute. I didn't expect that. You know, like I would message him at work and be like, oh, today I did like 200 calories. And I was like, I just did this. And he'd be like, wow, amazing. He goes, Badman, monster, roar. And we like send gifs of like monsters to each other. Blah, blah. And then he just gassed me up every day. And every day I was doing it, he'd gas me up. And then if I couldn't do it, he'd be like, don't worry, there's other days and blah, blah, blah. But he just gassed me up so much. He was like proper my cheerleader. And it's that thing of like, nobody else is that invested in your weight loss. Like, nobody cares. Like, if you call your friends, you're like, oh my God, I just lost a pound. They're like, But like, Sufyan was my hype man, bro. I was like, Sufyan, I did 101 calories today. And he's like, wow, way to go. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, yeah, man, that's so good. But then I found some little love notes that he left for me and it melted my heart. Like, I woke up and I got in the cross trainer and it's so depressing when you're like waking up at the crack of dawn, you're so tired and you're just getting on the cross trainer and you're not even looking great. Like, you're looking very out of your shape and you're not feeling good. Plus, after pregnancy, I break out like crazy. During pregnancy, I break out. During labor, I break out. After pregnancy, I break out. So it's like, just feeling a mess, not looking cute. And then I see these little love notes on them. And they're so cute. And then little poses on it. And I hate having things that are going to collect dust. But I just left them on there for so long because they were just so cute and motivated me and made me feel really good. I was like, oh, my husband. I set my target to look at weekly and monthly drops. I didn't set it on, oh, how much am I losing day by day? Not even week by week, because I don't know about your body, but my body as a woman, some weeks it just holds on to more. Some weeks it holds on to less. Like, it just changes so much that I can't base it week to week. I have to like look at it way wider, especially because like menstrual cycles and stuff, I don't know, I feel like your body holds on to water differently. So I really gave it like, I looked more month to month than I did week to week, but I did look week to week a little bit just to make sure I was roughly on track of what I was doing. My goal in my head was, what do I want to look like by summer? Like, what do I want to feel like by summer? It was March now. I was like, by July roughly, March, May, June, July. I wanted to lose 3 stone in 4 months. I thought it's March now. By July, I want to have lost 3 stone. It didn't happen like that. It took me 6 months, not 4 months. But I still think that's a huge achievement looking back. And I couldn't have really done it any faster than that. Like I said before, it was just super important for me to lose the weight as fast as possible because I really wanted to be able to have another baby close together. I wanted Amaya to have a sibling close together. And I knew that my pelvis couldn't hack extra weight. It could barely hack before. And I thought this time I'd be having to look after a toddler at the same time. I thought I need to make sure that my body's like strong enough to do that because I can't be bedbound looking after a toddler. I'm pregnant. Like, that's not fair on anybody. If I want to have another kid close together, I need to make sure I'm putting the work in with my body basically to get it back. But this wasn't easy. Every time I hit a wall, every time I hit a plateau with my weight, I'd be working out so hard, or what I thought was so hard on the cross trainer, and then my weight would just stay the same for weeks sometimes. I'd be so upset. I'd be like, I'm doing everything I can. I don't understand. It would be so demotivating and so discouraging just putting in the effort for a whole week and then seeing that your weight's the same. But you have to really focus on the long-term goal of, okay, I'm looking at summer though at the end. Also, what I did was when it started, when my weight started plateauing, I mixed it up a bit. So sometimes she'd wake up, Amaya would wake up and I didn't have time to do my cross trainer. So then instead I would like put on a video, like Grow with Jo. She's got a great YouTube channel. I'd do dance workouts, or I would do kettlebell swings and use a kettlebell to mix it up a bit. As soon as my pelvis was strong enough anyway. Mixing it up made it, 1, not feel boring anymore, like just doing the same thing. 2, it works out your totally different muscles. 3, it feels like you're making some progress. And yeah, it helped the weight drop off when I was doing different things basically. So don't stick to one workout, like mix it up a bit. I did cross trainer, I did some walking in the fields, I did Grow with Jo videos on YouTube, and I did kettlebell workouts. Kettlebell workouts were pretty bad, man, because they made you feel like, I'm a warrior, you know, I'm swinging this weight. Oh, the message I'd send Sufyan after that, I'd be like, I'm a warrior, I'm a monster, you're not even ready for this, bro. And he tried one of my kettlebell workouts once and he was like, that was really hard. I was like, yeah, I'm just a beast though, like I'm super strong. So what I want to make clear is it was demotivating sometimes to not see change, but then you have to mix it up, you have to do something different, you have to keep pushing. And you have to believe that forcing action in your body is going to lead to some change. Forcing action is going to change, even if you're not seeing the change on the scale straight away. It is going to lead to something different. And even mentally, doing dance workouts and doing like fun things in between instead of just the boring one all the time really helps you mentally like get in the rhythm of it and feel good about it. And then as you go, your body will drop weight and you'll look in the mirror and you start feeling a bit better about yourself, and it'll help you keep going. The hardest bit is the beginning, when you look the same and you're working your butt off and you're just looking the same. But push past that, because forcing yourself to do something, forcing your body to move, forcing yourself there, it has to have an outcome. It has to like lead to something different. Also, don't feel bad if you can't be 100% all the time. For example, I was so worried that putting time into working out and making that the focus of trying to lose weight was going to mean that I'm less of a mother to Amaya or less of a wife to Sufyan, because I cannot work out through the morning and then have energy to like do all the dishes and then have energy to cook our dinners and then have energy to like be a new mother to Amaya all day. And that's the struggle that a lot of women have, is you cannot do everything. Like, you can't do everything. So then they think, okay, I'll take the L then. I'll just like not feel great about myself and I'll do everything for everybody else. And you end up just suffering in a way. The whole family suffers from that. Like, if you're not feeling good, it has a knock-on effect to everything, you know? Even it's just sad, like, not wanting to be in pictures with your children or with your family, or, you know, not wanting to be in videos and have memories with them. I think that's just such a real thing, and it's super sad in it. And I think being an active parent and having energy and being able to be mobile and stuff is also really important. And then also being able to be intimate and romantic with your husband and not feel like, get off me, don't touch me, which is how I felt, is important too. So all these things are important, but don't feel bad if you cannot do 100% of time. Nobody can. Some days you're going to prioritize something else a bit more, and that's okay. Some days things are going to take an L. Everything has top priority in its own time. Let yourself be a top priority and work on your things, and let your baby be a top priority, and the other things can wait for a little second, you know what I mean? And then when it's time, the other things can come back and they can be a priority. Do not put pressure on yourself to be 100% for everything, because you just can't do it. So other than mixing up my workouts, the other thing that I mixed up was my food. So like when my weight would plateau, I would be eating healthy. I was eating like chicken salads and stuff, but I was really enjoying them. I was like, damn, I'm here eating chicken salads that I really enjoyed. I was like, my weight's just plateauing. What the heck? But my body didn't want chicken salads nonstop. Sometimes it wanted me to eat cheese and fats and stuff. I'm saying like my body told me this. No, but I'm saying like, there's something called carb cycling, right? You don't have to do carb cycling, but I'm saying there's so many different food routines and food diets. And people say, this is the one that works. This is the one that works. The truth is, they all kind of work because they're all changing something for a temporary amount of time. Just change something. Choose one and do it, right? So whether that's, okay, I'm going to drop my calories by 300. Well, if you're breastfeeding, you need to be careful with this. I'm going to drop my calories by 300 for every second day of the week. That's mixing something up and it's tricking your body, and your body's going to have to readapt to it. That's great. If it's something like, okay, I'm eating sweet potato and rice and chicken every day, maybe one of the days or 2 of the days or 3 of the days in the week, you cut out the carbs and you eat fats instead. You eat avocados and eggs and butter and nuts, and you go for the fat foods. Even though the calories are working out the same and you eat the same calories, it's doing something different in your body. That's carb cycling. It's doing something different in your body because you're tricking your body and making your body like figure something out a bit. Don't just eat the same monotonous things for weeks and months on end. Mix it up. If you feel like your body's like stationing out, change something, and just change something quick and you'll see results come back, because it can be depressing and put you off if you're just seeing no change. Oh my gosh. Oh, when I was trying to figure out why my weight was plateauing, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do to mix up my diet a bit? My in-laws at the same time were doing Weight Watchers. But was it Weight Watchers? They were doing some Slimming World of Weight Watchers, and it was this thing where you have free foods and you can eat unlimited amounts of stuff. Like, you can choose sweet potato and have like unlimited amounts of sweet potato. That messed with my head so much. I'm there dieting my butt off, and my in-laws are like, oh, we're doing this thing where you have free food, certain foods you can eat unlimited amounts. I was like, you know how dangerous that is for somebody like me? Like, I could eat a lot of sweet potato. I will eat sweet potato for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I was like, it's gonna throw me off. I was like, it's gonna throw me off. And I was looking at Sophia, and he knew I was struggling because my weight was plateauing, and I was like working so hard and it was like not changing. And I was looking at Sophia, and I was like, this is confusing me so much. And he's like, just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Stay on your own path. That's another tip. Stay on your own path, okay? Your path is great. Stay on your own path. I'm saying, like, just choose one, right? You don't have to do them all and there's not one that is amazing. Just change something in your food and let your body like figure it out a bit, and that will help you drop weight. So my approach really with food, was I did exercise. I did I did cross trainer some days, which is like cardio. Then I did weights some days with kettlebells. That's weights. I did walking some days. So I'm really mixing it up with my exercise where I can. I'm doing dancing some days, which I'm just dancing in the living room with my kid in it. So I'm mixing it up with my exercise. Food, I'm mixing it up. What I'm doing with my food is I'm thinking, okay, roughly I know. I'm not counting calories anymore. I did it for like 2-3 days just so I knew where I was at. And then I did it with my meals. So I thought, okay, these are the meals that I like to eat. How much is this roughly? How much is this meal roughly? Because I had no idea because I hadn't counted calories in so long. So as long as you know roughly what things are. Okay, if I want a cookie and milk, how much is that roughly? At the end of the day, I know roughly what my body... Sorry for saying roughly so many times. That must be jarring. I know roughly like what... You know? What I've eaten roughly. Oh God, that's so annoying. Why can't I say a different word? Like what I have eaten overall. Yeah, but I'm not there weighing my food and counting the calories of each thing. Do not vex me. I'm not doing that stuff. Just roughly know what you're eating. That was my approach. And then when I plateaued, I would mix it up. So I'd make sure I'm hitting similar amount of calories because I know how much each meal is roughly. Sorry for saying that word again. And I would mix it up. So if I was eating carbs a lot and I was feeling well within my calories though, eating loads of carbs and I feel like my body's just not doing anything, I'll mix it up and have cheeses some days and avocados and stuff instead. But I'd be really strict and be like, okay, don't have any sweet potato today though. And then you know when you say that you're not allowed it and you want it even more, that happened a lot. So also don't feel bad if that happens to you. You know when you tell yourself, today I'm not going to do this, and then you do it. Just forgive yourself and move on, okay? There's always tomorrow. This is not a race, this is a marathon, this is a long journey. Oh yeah, so this mixing up stuff, I didn't have to do that till the end. So I lost 3 stone in 6 months through the eating well and working out. And then when I was plateauing little bits in between, but not hugely. The last stone that I wanted to lose, the 3 to 4 stone, well, I'd lost 3 stone. I lost like half a stone. Well, at first it drops off real fast, by the way, and then it slows down. So that last end bit where I wanted to lose that 4th stone, I was struggling so hard and what I was doing wasn't working. That's when you bring in the next level of, okay, mix up your food more now. Like mix up your exercise more now and get it down. I also did the gym. I forgot about that. What a time in my life, because I'm so preggers right now. It's just a distant memory. I also went to the gym. I would wake up at 5 a.m. Who am I? I know, it's still not like me. I'm so proud of myself. I wake up at 5 a.m. because Sophia would be going to work soon. So I woke up at 5 a.m. and I went to the gym at 5 in the morning, me, because I was strong enough. And this is when I was trying to lose that extra last stone. I was like, oh, I want to lose the last stone. Oh, I want to make another baby. Going to the gym. And I was like, you're not going to gym at 5 a.m. Bro, I went up 5 a.m. It was so great. I was so proud of myself. I would go. And the other thing is, I hated missing time with Amaya. I hate missing time with Amaya. Like, I get FOMO. Like, I love her so much. And if she's like up and like eating breakfast, I want to see her eat breakfast. Like, I love her. So like, I liked that my gym time was like when she was asleep and knocked out anyway. That made me so happy. Like, I could leave and I see her on the monitor and she's like asleep. I'm like, yeah, we've got you asleep. So yeah, that helped me really a lot with my last stone. You don't need the gym though. You don't need a gym membership. You can do these things at home. I did use a cross trainer a lot though, and that's not a fair thing because then that's not something that everybody has access to. But the Grow with Joe videos were great and the kettlebell workouts were great. And I don't believe that you have to have a gym membership to do it, basically. You just have to mix up your movement and do movement every day and force your body to like change, basically, and then couple it with your food and your diet, and it's just wham bam thank you ma'am, you know. And along the way I was remember I said I don't like numbers and stuff, so along the way I was weighing myself and blah blah, but I also started measuring myself, and that really helped too, seeing the inches drop off. That was super satisfying because sometimes I would stay the same weight, but through my kettlebell workouts and through the dance workout I would see inches are dropping off my waist. So I think that's good too. I think know your weight, but don't stick too close to it, because weight doesn't really matter that much. It's more about your clothes fitting and how you're like feeling in yourself, and how your joints are feeling with the weight on you. Know your weight roughly and everything, but also just measure your waistline, because that really helps see what you're losing. So yeah, overall I lost 4 stone, alhamdulillah. 3 of the stone came off in 6 months, which was great. And the 4th stone just took a bit longer. I lost 4 stone. I went from, I never said the numbers. That's good. I'm glad I never said the numbers. Should I say them now? So I was 14 stone after having a baby. Before having a baby, I was in the 10 stones. After having a baby, I was 14 stone. I dropped the 3 stone and went back down to 11 within 6 months, alhamdulillah. And then it just took me a couple more months to get that final bit off to get back into the 10s. Then, alhamdulillah, my bones and my joints and everything felt strong enough, and I was able to meet my goal and my target and able to try for a baby again like I really wanted to. And now, full circle, look at the size of him. I'm due any day now, alhamdulillah, and I know that this is going to be the journey again. Well, not this journey actually, it's going to be a totally different journey because now I have a toddler with me at the same time. I'm going to have a toddler and a newborn. That's why I really want to make this video, because for somebody with a toddler, it's one story, and for somebody with a newborn, it's another story. So we'll see how it goes with a toddler and a newborn. But this time I think I'm more mindful about what I'm eating and like the habits and the plateaus and all that. But I hope this video has been helpful to anybody due to give birth any day now. I'll let you know how the weight loss goes after. I really hope this has helped somebody. Just a final message I'd like to say is, if you have had a baby and you're feeling really rubbish about yourself, give yourself time. I know this sounds cliche, but give yourself time, give yourself grace. It took me 3 months to 4 months after having Amaya to even be able to think about working out and moving. I'd say give yourself time, but also don't think. Sometimes it can feel like you have all these problems and all these, especially with faith and Islam and hijab. Sometimes it can feel like there's so much more going on than it is. Sometimes it is as simple as you're feeling low in confidence because you look a bit different and you've got a bit more weight on you, or you're just not feeling like yourself. And sometimes you can have more weight on you and feel really good and feel really more attractive and more like yourself. But sometimes if it's a sudden weight gain like that and it's so much, it can mess with your head and make you feel not good about yourself, but not good about yourself in every aspect, as a mother, as a wife, as a Muslim, all that stuff. I'd say just try and be proactive when you're ready and do something about the not feeling good about yourself physically, and give that time before you make drastic decisions in other areas, because sometimes it is just that. Sometimes it is just you need to lose a bit of weight and you suddenly feel better about yourself. And the whole world isn't crashing down. It was literally just your weight getting to you. I don't know if I said that well or not. Anyway, that was the video, guys. Lordy. We'll see what happens next time. This time, I've not weighed myself, I'm kind of scared. I don't want to know what my challenge is going to be next time. But I'm up for the challenge, whatever it is. Oh, it's going to be so much more difficult now, trying to occupy Amaya and a newborn while I work out. But I'm up for the challenge. I will keep you updated on how it goes. Also, there's no rush. I know all that. There's no rush. Unless I want baby number 3. Oh, my pelvic girdle's kicked in again, by the way. Just at the end now, though. Alhamdulillah, it really, last time it was before 20 weeks. Now I'm at the very end of my pregnancy and it's just now hitting in. So, alhamdulillah, the dropping the weight and getting fit really did give me a healthy pregnancy, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah. So we'll see what happens after birth. I'll let you know how bad the damage is. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't too waffly. I hope it was what the few people that messaged me really needed me to walk them through what I did. I hope I did that in an organized way. My brain's a bit scatty because I'm thinking about hospital bags and I'm literally getting ready for birth. I'm gonna make my tips video as well about my quick tips, because this is a waffly story time. Quick tips on what actually helped me. Look out for that. I love you guys. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, that was sweet. Love you guys. I don't think I've ever said that. I really do though. I really do. Well, the women, the men, I don't really love you. Salam though. But for the women, I really do love you. I really do feel for you. And I hope I've helped someone, somewhere. Salam.